If you're living paycheck to paycheck, that means all your money comes in and goes right back out again by the end of the month. That might not appear all that bad at first. I mean, you're paying your bills on time, right? However, if that is all you are doing, there is no way to look ahead because you are unable to save any money at this point. And your money today offers no true protection. One minor incident of life happens can bring it all crashing down. Hey, don't worry, you're not the only one. 78% of American workers today depend entirely on their paychecks. You don't have to remain in this cycle though, if you find yourself there. Seriously, never accept the not too bad, go for great. With your money in order again, you'll have more financial breathing room and experience new levels of security. It's difficult to live paycheck to paycheck. It means spending your entire paycheck before the next one arrives. This leaves very little to no room for unforeseen costs like accidents, medical emergencies, and other costs that could drain your financial account. Also, it makes it more difficult to save money for long-term goals like retirement, a first home, or paying off credit card or student loan debt. In order to stop the cycle and start saving more money each month, use these personal finance tips. Make a budget. Budgeting is crucial because it may prevent overspending, help you save money, and let you make the most of every dollar. We will discuss why and how to create a budget in more detail later in the video. Ensure that you have access to food, utilities, shelter, and transportation. Food comes first, obviously. You want to make sure that everyone in your household has access to food. Next, keep your water running, lights on, and then a roof over your head. Lastly, make sure that you have a way to get to work. Public transportation could be a great choice if you live in a large city. You'll not only go to and from work that way, but you'll also save money. Make sure you're driving a car that you own if that isn't a possibility. You can travel to and from work in a junker just as easily as in a Lexus. Build an emergency fund to be prepared for the unexpected. In essence, an emergency fund is money set aside to handle unforeseen situations in life. If you lose your job, you may use the money to cover a few months of expenses without getting into debt. You can even use it to pay for an unexpected expense. Get out of debt. Here's the deal. Debt prevents you from moving forward. If you are forced to pay off your Christmas present from the previous year in June, that won't help you advance. And debt is becoming more clever by the day. Installment payment businesses are growing in popularity these days. When you check out, they lure you by telling you that you can pay for that new coffee machine in 4 simple installments. One of the main things keeping you in the loop of living paycheck to paycheck is having any kind of debt in your life. Get out. This is how. First, stop taking on any new debt of any kind. Stop using your credit card to make purchases. Don't take out a new auto loan. Consider this. How much of your monthly budget goes toward paying off debt each month? When the debt is paid off, you will receive that amount back in addition. Increase your income and live below your means. Don't skip over this since it's extremely important. Increasing your income won't help you if you keep spending it all. Don't start a side hustle while continuing to lead an expensive lifestyle. Increased income has the potential to lead to increased spending if you are not careful. Think about it. What would you do if your employer gave you a raise next week? Would you select the priciest wine bottle for your celebratory dinner? Purchase something you never thought you could afford during a shopping spree? Many people have a natural drive to spend more because of the excitement that comes with having more money. This phenomenon is called lifestyle creep. Lifestyle creep is when your spending increases along with your income, leaving you in the same financial situation as when you were earning less. After someone receives a promotion, accepts a new position with a higher salary, or eliminates debt, lifestyle creep frequently occurs. Things that were once extras become essentials. A shift in thought and behavior that views spending on unnecessary products as a right rather than a choice is a defining characteristic of lifestyle creep. This can be observed in the mentality of "you deserve it" when making purchases, rather than considering the opportunities that saving money might present. The biggest sign of lifestyle creep is a lack of saving for emergency or retirement funds. For example, if you accept a new position that increases your take-home pay by $20,000 a year, but you still decide to spend $30,000 on a car that isn't necessary, your debt will increase compared to before your rise. Lifestyle creep can develop over several years and is therefore difficult to detect unless you are aware of your spending. Here are a few examples of lifestyle creep. Spending several dollars a day for coffee, frequently and expensively dining out, expensive clothing, paying for housekeeping, traveling in premium economy instead of coach, purchasing or renting more housing than is necessary, purchasing a boat, a third vehicle, or a vehicle earlier than needed. Setting a budget and separating wants from needs when making purchases are 2 ways to fight lifestyle creep. You might not even be aware about where your paychecks go. This is the time to create a budget. Why? Because budgeting allows you to control where your money should go rather than constantly wondering where it went. Budgeting will reveal spending patterns you were unaware of. You can then make the necessary adjustments to achieve your goals, both short-term and long-term. Budgeting is the foundation of effective money management and the first step away from living paycheck to paycheck. Do it right now. Create a budget. First of all, go to the root of the issue. Check your bank statements from the past 3 months to identify the category where you are losing money. Online shopping, grocery shopping, and eating out are all possible options. You'll analyze it and discover it, whatever it may be. We have some advice for everyone who is starting a new budget this month. You're probably underestimating how much you spend at the grocery shop. It is much more than that. Therefore, if you estimate spending $500, you should put $700 in there instead, because you'll discover it is more. You've lied to yourself for a very long time. The reason being that this is a category that if you underfund it, it can cause you to break your budget or force you to adjust it in the middle of the month. When you're still learning how to budget, you won't feel like you failed if you decide to overfund it. You can always reduce your monthly food spending in the future. When creating your budget for the first 2 to 3 months, overfund your grocery budget. Due to the fact that everyone spends more money than they intend to. Make a grocery list. Only purchase items from the list, stick to the budget you set, and avoid going grocery shopping when you're hungry are my 4 pieces of advice. Another tip to stop living paycheck to paycheck is to remember your why. It can feel like you're locked in a money revolving door if you live paycheck to paycheck. You keep going around in circles with no end in sight. You should start with all these tips and get moving as soon as you decide you don't want to keep going around in circles. It may move slowly. It may be difficult. You might feel like giving up on some days, but don't give up. When things get difficult, keep your motivation in mind. If it helps, consider your long-term goals, such as traveling during retirement, covering your children's college expenses, or purchasing that seaside condo. If you could simply plan ahead one step at a time. Imagine living without the worry of paying overdraft fees or hearing that your credit card has been denied. So focus on that, because it will happen. On that grocery delivery shift, keep in mind why you are doing it. When you hesitate to click add to cart, even when you truly want it, but don't need the shoes, keep your reasons in mind. When you prepare your own coffee and avoid the barista, keep your motivation in mind. There will be days that are harder than others. It will be difficult to change your life so abruptly. However, you're tougher. That's all for this video. After watching this video, did you discover that you're a lifestyle creep? Comment below with your views on this phenomenon and how you plan to stop it using our advice. If you haven't already, you should subscribe to our channel with just one fast click on the subscribe button. See you on the next.